Hey, buongiorno amici. Welcome to my channel. Benvenuto. Io vorrei mangiare qualcosa, io ho fame. Or as they say in Italian, I'm hungry and I want to eat something. Anyway, no more Italian. So, here's the deal. I wasn't supposed to, it's not even why I went to the dealer yesterday, but I went to the dealer yesterday, which was Saturday, whatever, after Thanksgiving. Because Triumph had two of their 2022 bikes to look at, not to ride. And while I was there, as I was leaving, the owner of the dealer, Ducati Forza, which is Two Wheels World in Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale, he comes running out and he goes, holding me a set of keys. I'm like, what's this? And it was for a Hypermotard. And I was like, okay, I'll take it for a ride. I had no intentions of really test riding this bike. And let's just say I'm really happy that I did. Let's take a peek here.
Tripping and tripping. We live and we learn. We crash and we burn. We're alone in this world. We rise and we fall. We're one and for all. Pick yourself up off the
All right, so now it is time to ride this bike, and I have to be honest with you, I'm so happy that I did. One other thing about my reviews is that I'm just honest and I just ride the damn thing. And I tell you how it feels to me. If you watch enough of my videos and you keep watching them, you kind of get an idea of what I do. I kind of do the same route with all these whenever I'm down in this particular location. It depends, you know, where I'm going to test ride a bike. But when I come down to Two Wheels World or Ducati Forza in Pompano, right outside of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, this is kind of the same route that I take every single time. And it gives everyone and myself an idea of what the bike does. I go down a side street, it's got a little mud at the end. I take it on a little, whatever you want to call, you know, road. It's like a 4-lane, both directions. And then I take it on the highway, and then I take it around again, another 4-lane, and bring it back, and just get an idea. Because there's always traffic, and, you know. So, all right, so let's talk about this bike. Fun. F-U-N, fun. This bike is nothing short of fun. I was really surprised at how much I love this bike. I want one of these bikes. This bike, this Hypermotard from Ducati, is absolutely just full of fun and excitement. It doesn't even feel like you're even riding a motorcycle. It's just kind of like you're on a magic carpet ride. You really enjoy this, and it has a ton of torque. It has a ton of horsepower. It sounds fantastic. It's very flickable. It's an extremely nimble bike. It seems very well balanced. Now, let's talk about the seating position. All right, the seating position was extremely comfortable to me. Again, it's kind of like you're not even really on a bike. Now, I have, shoulder and neck issues. I'm 56 years old, and I don't like to be too far forward, which is why I'm not a major fan of the sport bikes. I don't like that really aggressive position. Super Sport's not too bad, but of course everything else I kind of like. Even when I had the Indian Scout Bobber, I had forward controls, but I was reaching forward. I felt like I was folded in half. This bike, everything ergonomically feels good. All right, for those of you that don't know, I used to be 5'11" and a half. I'm probably 5'11" now, as I'm getting older. I have a 32-inch inseam. At lights, I was able to flat foot this bike. Not a problem at all with 32-inch inseam. It seemed a little bit high when I first got on it. It seemed a little high, but once the suspension settled in, no problem with flat footing. All right. I started out on this bike with touring mode, and it had Ducati wheelie control set to, I think, number 5, which I thought was a little lackadaisical, because with Ducati wheelie control at 5, you might as well just say that you're just about going to be able to maybe pull the forks up a little bit, but I don't think you're going to get the front tire off, or if you do, you're lucky. I eventually put this in the sport mode. During the ride, the Ducati wheelie control was turned off, and I thought I was going to loop it because I'm not used to the bike. I didn't want to risk nailing someone else's bike, so I put it on Ducati wheelie control 2. I thought that was too laid back. I tried 1. Ducati wheelie control 1 seemed about the sweet spot, but once you get used to riding this bike, more than likely you're going to end up just turning the Ducati wheelie control to the off position. Now, so I said it was comfortable. It has the riding modes. It's, to me, lightweight, even though it's 440 pounds, about 200 kilograms. To me, because it's so well balanced and it's such a nice, shallow or short wheelbase, the bike just really felt good. I mean, it really felt good and just a lot of fun. This is the kind of bike that I want to have in my garage. Now, whether I get one, I don't know. I'm trying to be reasonable with my purchases. I still have to be able to retire, down the road in maybe 8 or 10 years. Who knows if that's ever going to happen. But the bike is a ton of fun. The fact that it has all of the electronics that you need to give you confidence, and the fact that it has all that power, the good torque, the good horsepower, it's just a lot of fun. Now, is this a beginner bike? Should someone start off on a bike like this? I'm going to say no. Would you, if you had experience riding bikes and you didn't for maybe a couple decades and you're older, but you were good on a bike, I would say yes. But if you're coming in fresh or you're really young, I'm going to say no, this is not the bike because of the slightly higher seat position. It is a little bit high, but certainly doable, and it's just a fun bike. So I would highly recommend that anyone out there, everyone and anyone out there, if you can, go and just test ride this bike. Test ride the Ducati Hypermotard. Now, this is the RVE that I have. You see it has that funky graffiti-like paint job on it, okay? Or decals, really. But this RVE is supposed to be kind of in between the base model of the Hypermotard and the SP, like the high-end SP. So it's between those two, and this one feels just fantastic. It sounds good, dual exhaust. The whole thing, it just felt good to me. So I thought it was easy to ride. It has adjustable traction control for you. You can adjust all the settings with the wheelie control and everything else that they have in there. It just makes it a lot of fun, and it's not crazy expensive. It's not on the low end. You're not gonna, it's not gonna compete price-wise with like an MT-09, okay, or an MT-10. It's a Ducati. It's a little bit higher end. They have the nice Brembo. It's just a great package. It's got the beautiful styling, but it's a lot of fun, and that's why I'm a fanboy. So if I sound excited about this and biased, well, maybe I am, but this is one fantastic bike that I really want to get. I can't say enough about it. As far as negatives, it's not as cheap as the other bikes, out there. That's about it. But this is just a ton of fun. And I've looked at some bikes that are similar, and you notice the build quality. And that's it's the truth. You're not going to get the same quality in other bikes that you are with this Ducati unless you start looking at some of the maybe higher end models of something else. But this is just a fantastic bike. Super fun, flickable, so nice, and I like it. Anyway, Rainbow here. Have yourself a great day. Like and subscribe if you want. If you're still listening to this, I really appreciate it. Give me some comments and take care. Rainbow, I am out of here.